Entering its sophomore year, Acura brings us the 2023 MDX Type S Advanced Platinum White here at Regal Acura. This was all new last year. We got the first time ever air suspension on all four corners, Brembo brakes, new AC architecture. Acura Performance Division says it's going strictly after the Germans, so Mercedes, BMW, Audi, because they really want to tackle the 6 cylinders, showing how much this twin scroll turbo can do. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to go over all the specs and details starting now. The Acura MDX Type S Advance has a presence like no other, and predominantly because it's going to be more aggressive with that air suspension, starting with the reworked Pentagon grille Jewel Eye 4 lamps with active signature chicane daytime runnings. This goes from an aggressive 6.7 inches of clearance with the air suspension raising to 9.4 inches of clearance. 21-inch multi-spoke alloy wheels. Behind it, Brembo spec. You're getting 4 pistons in the front with the disc reading at 14.3 inches, the rear at 13 inches. 13 inches, it's solid. 58-42 weight distribution, a double wishbone front suspension with a multi-link rear suspension, adaptive air suspension with auto leveling, agile handling assist, electro servo brakes that were found in the NSX, a length at 198.4 inches with the wheelbase at 113.8 inches. The super handling all-wheel drive, 70% rear bias when you need it to be, LED tail lamps, and the rear exit doesn't stress anything else but performance, especially with the quad exhaust outlets, towing at 5,000 pounds, going inside, kick to open, or just push. 18.1 cubic feet with a 12-volt charger. A reversible tray right here. So this is an awesome thing because if you have wet items, now you can put them and you don't have to worry about stinking the floor. You can also adjust this down and give more optimal cargo inside the back. Split fold these third row seats at a 50-50 split. That increases the cargo to 48.4 cubic feet. Split fold the second row at a 40-20-40 split, increasing the cargo to 95 cubic feet, which beats Audi and BMW. And you get the performance to back it. Let's start this bad boy so you can hear that exhaust note. The Acura MDX Type S Advance has more performance than anyone would have ever thought, and they back the performance with a 3.0 liter twin scroll turbocharged 6-cylinder producing 355 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque that's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission, achieving 17 to 21 mpgs. That's good for a 0 to 60 around 5.7 seconds. Now, comparing this to the 6-cylinder turbos, if you go to the GLE 53, that one's going to be faster by about a second. If you go to a standard GLE, this one's going to be faster, obviously. If you go into the Q7, this is going to be faster. The SQ7 is going to be faster than this. The Q8, a touch faster. Quarter mile in this, 14 seconds flat. Let me know what you think in the comments about the 2023 Acura MDX Type S Advance. As we go into the interior, go over the tech, and take this for our test run. Entering inside the Acura MDX Type S, you're going to receive 38.5 inches of headroom, 41.6 inches of legroom, bucket sports front seats in the ebony. You have 16-way power seat adjustment for the front, 9 different massage seat functionalities, heated and ventilated. The dashboard goes seamlessly into the door panel. You're going to get that wood inlays, memory for the driver and passenger, one touch up and down for all your windows. ELS Studio 3D sound system, going to be more sport derived here. A large storage pocket and to open your tailgate. You get the gloss black and that contrast stitching in red. You get the wood inlays with the infotainment screen, 12.3-inch HD center display with Acura True Touchpad, which it's not touchscreen, so there's nothing you can do here. However, when you toggle through here, you can see Everything is seamless. When you click onto the home button, you will see your icons. You can slide it over here: Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, Amazon Alexa, Wi-Fi hotspot, Acura Link. When you click on the designated area, it will highlight it. It will be a little bit of a learning curve, but it is pretty simple and intuitive, all in the same. You also have the cabin talk, and you can talk inside the cabin. Switch it into reverse. We have a reverse camera and a 360-degree camera. Full trajectory, and you can change the camera positions. The gauge cluster, you'll see your front and rear parking sensors. You can go through an array of information for the driver, and when you change the modes, it will also change the whole dynamic or layout of your gauge cluster. So when you put it into lift, snow, comfort, normal, sport, and sport plus, it will also change. Let's take this off so you can see it. The dynamic layout here, you'll see a little video tutorial that pops up. Heads-up display, 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel. It's heated, multi-function, Type S badging, flat bottom, paddle shifters, tri-climate control, dynamic mode, push to get into gear, open up here, 2 USB ports. You have an area here that you can put your key fob, which this is a really nice key fob. I mean, Type S badging, it's very solid, and it should be for the price. Cup holders, 16.9 ounce fits. I would say about a 32 to a 44 ounce. Wireless charging pad. You have your little palm area here, soft for your elbows. Open up inside, and you got storage for pins and for notes. Open up again, and it's a deeper storage with a USB and a 12 volt. For the second row, I'm at 38.1 inches of headroom, 38.5 inches of legroom. You can move these seats back manually, so you have 4 different ways of movement, and it will make it a little bit more optimal depending on how you're putting this seat. You can also adjust this back here. Unfortunately, I don't think somebody at 6'3" is going to fit. But you can also remove this, where you have your 16.9 ounce, maybe a 20 ounce in a large storage pocket. When you pick it up, to remove it, simply go here. There's a little lever. You pull this, lift it, and it comes right out. And now you have captain seats without paying a premium price tag. Third climate control setting, heated seats. Your air vents are going to be in the center, and you have some charging ports, which takes care of everybody there. Storage behind both of the front seats. We have a manual sunshade, and then the door panel, the ambient lighting with the wood. You get all that contrast stitching, going to be more firm drive, one touch up and down for your windows. The ELS Studio sound comes in the back, and a pretty decent storage pocket. Sitting into the center, headroom is still no issue. Leg space, I'm pretty much against the back of the front seats in the position I'd be sitting. Sharing feet, butt, shoulder space. The nice thing though is you actually have more second row space than you do in a BMW and Audi. To enter into the third row, push the button, slides forward, and you just climb right on in. You have a USB port, you got the ELS surround sound in the back, a storage pocket for 1 cup holder or a bottle, and you get it on both sides. For the third row, I'm at 36.2 inches of headroom, 29.1 inches of legroom. You can fit 2 adults back here. It's just gonna be a little tight, and what I would recommend is just move this seat out, so that way you have optimal leg space even if the seats are pushed back in any direction. Taking the 2023 Acura MDX Type S Advance out, 3.0 liter twin scroll turbocharged 6-cylinder with 355 horsepower, 10-speed automatic transmission, 354 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 numbers in the mid 5 seconds, which is awesome for a family vehicle. Yes, this obviously escalates around the $80,000 price point. However, you're getting so much. I mean, the upgraded leather, heads-up display, 16-way power seat adjustments, massage seats, and you got 9 different functions through the massage seats, flat bottom steering wheel with the larger paddle shifters. Everything is so sport derived, and they still give the luxury to it. It feels very sporty behind the wheel too, especially with this color contrast in the interior with the ebony and the red. We have it in just a normal. We're gonna give her a little go. She screams without any hesitation. Otherwise, it's sealed up very well. The dampening in this, it really is as quiet as an Audi. And when you're looking at comparisons for the Germans, it's really hard because there's not a lot to go on. And Acura bringing this performance and the luxury all to the table is a different ball game, because I'm kind of tired of seeing GLEs everywhere and Q7s and Q8s. The Type S Advance, you barely see it. I managed to quickly change it into Sport Plus. Stop in the middle of the road, give her a little go. She gets up to speed without any hesitation. You get a nice throaty exhaust note too. It's a fun, pleasurable vehicle. When you turn it into sport mode, the steering wheel gets a little bit heavy. It gives you more thrust and you get a soundtrack out of it. Now there is 3 things I like and 3 things that I dislike. Is anything more than that, I'd be buying this Type S. The 3 things that I like about the vehicle is when you want to change all your dynamics and you want it to be back to comfort, you can do so on the fly. When you do this, it changes the ride height. So you can make it more comfortable or you can make it more agile. The second thing that I like about the vehicle is you get free captain seats because you can remove that second row seat, which will help also for the third row seat. And you have that tray that you can slide into the cargo, so you get a deeper cargo. Plus it's also good for wet and non-wet items. This is on comfort mode. Not as athletic. The steering wheel is lighter, so it does alter the geometry of the drive. Hitting bumps soaks it up really good. We have Brembo brakes, but we have to test them to see how well they are, and I'm imagining they're going to be pretty grippy because 4 pistons in the front. So we're going to go a little distance and we're going to slam. You can see exactly what I mean. Turn radius, it's about 2 lanes, so pretty tight, everyday drive. It's good. The last thing that I like about the vehicle is kind of a safety thing too, where your wireless charging pad is. You have to actually move the phone because it's underneath your palm holder for that true touchpad. So I like this design because now people can't text while they're waiting at a red light because you have to actually move it a couple times to get it out. 3 things that I dislike about the vehicle has to start off with entering into the third row. It's super tight. Obviously, because this is not a long or a large SUV, still though, they could have made it a little bit easier, maybe move the track up a little bit more, because when you adjust the second row, you can adjust it really far up. The second thing that I dislike about the vehicle, there's still Honda buttons and switches throughout. When you're at this price point, maybe change the color or something so it doesn't look so obvious. Regular sport. Heads-up display, you're not going to really see it too well with polarized glasses. It doesn't feel so wide in the lane. The last thing that I dislike is when you're going into this driving dynamics. I was trying to change it on the fly and I couldn't put it into sports mode plus quick enough because it takes a few seconds to go through here because there's a lot of modes. And when you want it into sport plus, you have to hold it when you turn it. Obviously, it's because it's engaging it and it's lowering the suspension and it's making it more aggressive. It's doing things. It just maybe make it a little bit quicker. Just have a Sport Plus button. Night and day difference. Comparing it to the rivals, the BMW is going to be a more firm ride. Everyday use, this is going to be the most soft and plush ride, even if you're comparing it against the Audi, because the seats are a little bit more sport derived. As for the performance numbers, how much faster do you need to go to get your groceries? At the end of the day, you're under 6 seconds, which is a lot faster than even sports cars on the road. The price tag does escalate. However, you're getting massage seats too, ventilated seats. The disadvantage, it's no touch screen. I do like the gauge cluster, and how sporty I feel in this MDX, because you don't want to feel like you're in a minivan, and they did an excellent job separating this away from a regular SUV and giving it the performance that it needs. I'd like to thank Regal Acura for giving us this 2023 Acura MDX Type S Advance. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of Hawkeye Rides. If not, I really don't know why you haven't clicked that subscribe button, but do so now. Click the next video, check out the merchandise website and all the details we do here at Hawkeye Rides.